In this video, we will be creating a geometric shape still life using basic shapes shaded according to a light source and placing them in a background with a cool vortex design. Some of the things we're going to be working on in this project are creating the illusion of space, working with foreground, middle ground, and background, and creating pattern and design that will help make your artwork interesting and fun to look at. There are many different variations to this project. The example shown here is the one that I'm going to be demonstrating in the video tutorial. Let's get started. So the first thing that we want to do is set up our still life area. I'm going to begin by drawing a horizontal line across my drawing paper. My line is a little bit lower than halfway down the page. This is going to split my piece into two areas. My background area where I'm going to do my vortex design or another design of your choice, and then my area where all my shapes are going to be arranged for my still life. Choose one spot in the upper area to be your vanishing point. This is going to be the point where all of your lines for your design are going to radiate out of. Draw an even number of lines extending out of the vanishing point that go off the page but stop at the horizon line. The lines can be straight, wavy, jagged, just depends on what kind of design you want to create. And remember, you must draw an even number of lines. In mine, I drew 12 lines. Now I'm going to add my background pattern, and it's going to be in the style of an optical illusion. This background is going to add rhythm, pattern, and design to my artwork. I'm taking each triangular shape and drawing curved lines in the opposite direction. So in one section, I'm doing curved lines out, and then in the next section, I'm doing curved lines in. So there's like a pattern that's going on, so out, in, out, in. I'm keeping the spaces all kind of even throughout each of the sections, and just working my way around the background until all of my lines have been drawn. Alright, now's the fun part where we get to use Sharpies and a pop of color into our design. I like to begin by shading in all of my black areas first. So you'll see here I've gone around the center point and shaded every other space close to that vanishing point black. So it goes black, white, black, white. Then I can take each one of those triangular sections and again go every other space black, white, black, white. You'll see me here adding little dots to each of the sections that I want to shade in black. This helps me not get confused and kind of remember where I actually need to shade in, because we are working in an optical illusion here, and so as you're working it can tend to get a little bit dizzying, and you can oftentimes like forget which space you're supposed to shade in, so kind of marking them really helps the process. Now my whole background is shaded in the black and white, and of course I could leave it just like this if I liked how that looked, or I could add a pop of color. Okay, so I am definitely going to add a pop of color into my background. So you'll see me here testing out different combinations of Sharpies to see which color combos I like the best. In this case, testing my colors is part of the artistic process in this project. So before I add that permanent marker into my piece that I've been working on so hard, I want to make sure that I love the color combination that I came up with. So just trying different color combinations takes just like a minute or two, but it can definitely save you some time in the long run. So funny enough, the first combination of colors that I tested out was the one that I definitely liked the best. But at least I know now what they all look like, or what a bunch of different possibilities could have been before I started. Now, using your selected color scheme, you're going to fill in the white spaces how you think it looks cool. So I'm doing one whole triangular area in orange, the next one all in green, and the next one all in blue. Remember, there are countless ways to do these different color schemes. You could do every other color, you could do multicolor throughout the entire thing. So this is just one approach to filling in your background. All right, my background's complete. Now it's time to add my still life. The still life portion, you'll need about 5 to 6 basic forms that are shaded according to the same light source. Using scissors or another cutting utensil, cut out all of your shapes. Now we're going to arrange our shapes on the white portion of our page to make it look like there are objects sitting on a tabletop. As you're arranging your shapes on that white area, I want you to focus on creating the illusion of depth. So you want to put some shapes towards the bottom of the page. This is called the foreground. It's the closest to you. You want to put some in the middle of the page and then some towards the back. You want to make sure all of your shapes are arranged so that they look like they're shaded according to the same light source. Stacking shapes on top of one another, overlapping shapes on top of one another, and even floating some up in that sky area will help to create dimension and interest in your still life. Once all of your shapes are arranged the way you like them, glue them down with a glue stick. So the last thing we're going to do is add cast shadows under each of our shapes. Draw the cast shadows on the tabletop surface right at the base of each object to make it look like the shadow is going in the opposite direction of the light source. You can do the cast shadows in any of the shading techniques. I chose to do all of mine in pencil blending. So remember, the cast shadows are also going to be the darkest, closest to the object, and then as the cast shadow goes away onto the tabletop surface, it's going to lighten up just a little bit. And there you go, our geometric still life is all complete. Take a look at some other examples to get ideas for your own geometric still life. Here's one that's all black and white, one that has the 3D tubes in only 2 colors, and one that is done in a multicolor radial design. Good luck and have fun!